Not yet, teacher. Yep, teacher. I can see the screen. Yes, teacher. I was in the first class.
Hi, I am David Diaz. I am 17 years old and I am here because I want to improve my English, my pronunciation, and my writing. So I got in the B2 and the C1 group. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Um, I like this idea because there are some slangs that I don't get, that I don't fully understand. Like there's one in specific that people in America, in places like Atlanta, say so much. It is low key. I don't know what that means, and and I don't understand that. And there's some people that say probably instead of probably. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard.
Yep, teacher, I raised the hand. Yep. Um, to add info about what uh, my partner said, I think it's very difficult in terms to identify some slangs used by native people. I think that's something that can be a little stressful to know what they are referring in terms of context. So I think it's a little difficult to catch the main idea or or the expression, for example. So based on my experience, I realized mm, there are a lot of formal vocabulary used by professionals. So I think it's very difficult. Uh, for example, at the moment to use phrasal verbs, connectors th- that may have a great this plus to at the moment to communicate, for example, with CEOs from companies, businessmen, etc., or presidents. So I think that's something very advanced, even for a native people. But it's very interesting to reach this level. Yep, teacher. Uh, Based on these three examples, I can see that is the same context. However, uh, mm, I think mm, that is related to the way you are asking to the uh, the other person. For example, is if it's formal or informal the question, formal or informal. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, there is another question for the same context. For example, did you dig it or can you dig it? That it's it it may be related to for the same context. Dig it like excavar, entender. Yep. Great.
Um, it means like intercambiable in Spanish. Like you can replace one phrase with another.
It depends the context. For example, uh, in most of cases, I didn't find out maybe use when you need to look for something that you will know. If yep. Or that's the phrasal verb of the meaning when you need to look for something. Yeah. Yep, this that's correct. Okay, yes, it's similar to guess. I know. There's a phrasal verb for this verb in past, but I don't remind it. Okay, yeah. I got a question. Mm, why the auxiliar is in present, but the other verb is in past? If, mhm. Because I know we also can express it was supposed when you are referring to the past step. It was supposed. Mhm. Not teacher, not at this time.
I'm here. I'm here. David.
I'm here. Yes. And yes, I told us for me.
Yep, teacher. We were talking about the related to my question. Why is use it's supposed?
Hello, teacher. Yeah.
Yep, teacher.
Yes. Um, no, teacher, no, no more. Sorry. Um, today I attend the classroom so late, and I don't know the topic you they talk about. Yes. Yes. Yes.
The teacher. Uh, mm, Regarding the past participles, instead of using discovered, I think we also use found out. This is the phrasal verb in past, which is related for this sentence. I've seen that find out or found out uh, have similar terms. That's based for the context, so that will be useful as well, because I've seen that some people have used uh, mm, also discovered. We can use found out, find out, but in past found out. That's very important. Yeah, yes, that's correct. Figure out, figure out. Yeah, figure out. Yeah, yeah, figure out. That's correct. Mhm. Yeah, the figure, figure, R, the last one E. That's correct. Mhm. Yep. Mm, I'm not sure if it means señalar. No, not really.
That means la mayoría, right? Varios. Yeah.
Some of them, perhaps. That's very common. That's very common. Yep. Yep. It also depends if you are, for example, you are writing a paragraph or a thesis. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know lot of vocabulary related uh, to colleges or universities. For example, ensayos or chronics. I'm sure. Yep, it's very important to identify, as you mentioned, uh, is formal or informal. In this case, I think several of them maybe formal essay. Essay. Oh, thank you. Essay. Hmm. Yep, that's very important. Yep, issue is the same or the synonym of problem or what trouble. Yep. You're right, teacher. Uh, that's another phrasal verb, right? I mean, used to. You used. Jeb, that's Jeb, acostumbrado a Jeb. I was thinking in get used to, get used to. This is that is used in present time. Is Jeb. Mhm. To the methodology that academics language are using for throughout the years on something like that. Challenge. You're right, teacher, but I think it's very important in this class more than learning grammar or new words. I know it's very important. Uh, Based on my experience, I've been studying English for about 5 years. However, since this year, I decided to get focused in my speaking and listening, mainly in my listening because I had I know that's very common for most people that wants to learn English or is starting to learn English to try to translate literally uh, the phrase or the sentences. Sometimes we don't see the context or what's the message that um, that the um, that the person wants to communicate us. So um, I think it's a great opportunity right here. I will share my opinion for this class is very important. Uh, Losing the fair, uh, I am. Um, how do you say consent? I'm aware. Yep, I am aware. We commit a lot of mistakes at the moment to speak because it's the part of learning. Um, for example, I know I don't sound like a native people because they've been talking since they were a child. So sometimes for a great exercise, is very useful to see and try to mimic the words, and that's something very important. That I have a cousin that is a proficient in English. I always tell him if he takes the text like TOEFL or IELTS, I think his level, I mean, could be B2 plus or C1 because he has a good listening and speaking. In fact, he speaks like Afro-American people and sounds so fun. I always mm, I like to joke him about it, about his accent, but he speaks very well. So my advice for this class is don't get afraid at the moment to speak because we are here to learn. Yep. So no. Eh, oh, okay. Yep, teacher. You're right, teacher. In fact, I was mentioned that about what getting used to is, or get used to. Get used to. In this case, you are referring to a present continuous. Hmm. You're right.
No, teacher, I don't know that.
It's just a matter of means es cuestión de.
Es solo cuestión de tiempo para llevar tu inglés al siguiente nivel.
Sorry,
It,
I was muted. Oh, please, David, go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's okay, it's okay. It's just a matter of time to take your English to the next level.
Um, I will go ahead. It's, it's just a matter of time to take your English to the next level.
Me. It's just a matter of time to take your English to the next level.
They aren't used to us. Yep. I, yep, I think that's something tricky in English because, as you mentioned, 90 people um, used to best to complement the words as you mentioned is not is just a uh, but it's just a matter. Yeah, the people that speak in English uh, used to pronounce the sounds, not the famous schwa. I don't know to say this word, the schwa, but I've seen apps mm, that you can see how to put on your tongue to pronounce correctly the word because yeah, is you want to sound like a native. So um, it's matter of time that you mentioned to reach this level because mm, I think it's very important to have an active listening because is will lead. Mm, for example, I have been interviews that um, the recruiter sets me an English assessment. Of course, my listening is very bad or weak, so I have uh, enough English. Listening isn't good enough. Yep, that's correct. my listening isn't good enough. Therefore, I haven't passed to the second interview or another filter with the client, because there are in listening exercises, uh, that could be a little tricky because you need to listen to the audio for about uh, four or for not many times. You have two tries, yeah? No, two opportunities, yep, to to listen and and provide the answer, yep, or type it. It depends. It's very difficult, including for native people. I realized that because that sounds very fast. For example, a native people can say um, more than 10 words in less than 2 or 3 seconds. That's impossible, even for people with upper intermediate English. It's but I think it's very important to listen, to have a good listening and active listening. Yep. To listen twice. Yeah, that's correct. To listen twice or 2 times. I know it's very common to say twice. Yep, they share those kinds. Yep. Yep, that's something I realized when I take an English assessment. If you want to work for a call center or for clients in US or UK, uh, I realize it's very important to have a good listening because you you don't know when I mean when the customer, the client wants you to have a meeting or may call you. So it's very important to listening to have an active listening. That's why I'm here. Yes, teacher, I'm here. Sorry, I had to attend the door. My wife just got home, so um, I want to say something about what you just mm, shared us. And as you mentioned, it's very important to speak and communicate the ideas, not only reading and writing. Uh, I say that because that was my experience, and I didn't mean that was a mistake, but I think I could have improved my other skills because I only got focused on on those on writing and reading. I mean, uh, that was very useful because I learned a lot of vocabulary. Nevertheless, mm, I forgot something important. Was uh, losing the fear to speak with other people, and there are a lot of apps. There are a lot of apps to communicate with people that uh, helps helps apps to correct the mistakes, or they can give you a feedback, and that's something I really appreciate. So um, what else? What else? Let me refresh. Well, I think I've seen that in my job, there's been very competitive um, to get a job in as a bilingual customer service. There are a lot of people that speak better than you or me, etc. So, mm, based on my experience, I think it's very important not to study for 2 or 3 hours. I think that could be a little frustrating, getting stressful, even having a headache, because that's something that has happened to me. Yep. I want advice mm, to study for mm, for continue hours. Try to take a rest, drink water, or read something that's basically that will be my advice for everyone. Mm, and what else? Um, then no, as you mentioned, it's very important to listen and speak, repeat each word, and that's all. You're right, teacher. Hmm. Yep, you're right. You're right because it's part to move forward uh, in the English. Give me a moment, teacher. Sorry, give me just 1 second. Mindset. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I think that I know it's very common. Uh, you want to express an idea, but at the moment to communicate to another people, you got frozen. Mm, and sometimes you can miss up. Yep. And it's normal because that's something it happens to me every time, including now. So yeah, no, I know it's fun, but it's part of learning. It's part of the process. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. That means no doubt. Success. It seems it misses the word da between is and key. This is the key of success. Yep. You're right.
Um, Me personally, I do like the class. I think it is helpful. I learned three more words. To be honest, I didn't know pace, what pace mean. Ritmo, and I didn't. Yeah, and I didn't know the true meaning, the real meaning of several. I used to think that several was majority, but I think it is okay. It's a good class. I like it. I like it.
Yes, teacher. Are you like to class?
Well, teacher, I'm like the class. Sorry for don't participate anymore today, but I'm very tired for the university. In the next class, I'm trying to talk and apport more, um, and nothing. I really like this type of class, and I expect to improve my speaking with that.
Thank you so much,
Bye
teacher.
bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, guys. Good
Bye.
night.
Bye. Good night. Have a good night.